إن الحمد لله إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الأنبياء والمرسلين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I welcome you all to this Hajj seminar at Masjid Suffah. First of all, I thank and appreciate Hafiz Fayaz for arranging this at Masjid Suffah and Mufti Muhammad also for allowing us to do that. So Jazakallah khair. So today, don't want to delay this any further. My name is Farid Ahmed. I've been involved with the Hajj for a number of years. Our focus is not to take you in our group or anything. That's absolutely not our focus. Our goal, because it's a volunteers we have. We have several volunteers. They are all in the IT field, professional people. Our goal is to make sure to help you through the registration process and to help you plan for the Hajj. You can decide to go with any provider, you can decide to go with any group. Of course, we encourage you to go with us simply for one simple reason, because we have experienced with how the other groups, what kind of challenges they face, and how we are able to overcome some of them with our group, basically. Because of the reputation we have built, we get preferential treatment in many ways, but that's all besides the point. I don't want to discuss that. I don't want to talk about my group. I don't want to talk about that one. That is not the focus, okay? Focus is to help you understand the Nusuk process, how to do the registration, what are the different steps in the Hajj process, how to make it easier and guide you through. That is our focus, inshallah ta'ala, okay? Inshallah. So bear that in mind. You can ask me any question you want. As I go through my slides, I'm going to stop at certain points and feel free to ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Please understand that. Unless you ask the question, I cannot explain it to you. Okay? It's as simple as that. All right? So let's talk about it. Nusuk process. When people hear of Nusuk process, they say, oh my God, that's a very difficult process. It's making complicated, blah, blah, etc. Yes, we know the challenges with Nusuk process. We understand that. But it is not that complicated. And we are here to help you understand that. And we will guide you through that, inshallah ta'ala. We hold webinars, weekly webinars every Saturday at 3 o'clock. As long as you just register in for the webinar. This is not registering with us. It is to register so that we can send you the invitation, basically, to the webinars. We hold the webinar throughout until the travel to the Hajj. We will take, I'll go over that in a little bit, inshallah, okay? But Nusuk process is not that complicated. Once you understand it, once you have somebody such as us guiding you through this one, it is possible. It is not that complicated. Yes, you have to be a little bit computer savvy. You need to know how to get into computers. You need to know how to get into a browser. That's about it, okay? Rest of it, we are here to guide you, inshallah ta'ala. So let's get started. This is the Hajj process. So if you look at it, the first step is the Nusuk registration. Everybody that's residing in North America, Canada, US, Mexico, North America, South America, UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, all these come under Nusuk countries. If you are a resident, I did not say nationality, please bear that in mind. I said as long as you're a resident of any of these countries, you are required to go through the Nusuk process. Now, if you have a dual citizenship, for example, some people have dual citizenship with Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, I've heard different things. You could possibly go with a Hajj group from those countries. Okay, you could, but there is a risk that you have to take. That's a different question. I can guide you later on for that one, but that is not our recommended approach, okay? So, other than that, residents of all these countries that I mentioned, not citizens, residents, legal residents, okay, not visitors. Legal residents of these countries, they need to go through the Nusuk process. So, the first step is the registration. Registration is nothing but creating an account and uploading your information saying that, okay, I'm registered into this one. That does not give you a Hajj package. That does not give you in this thing. It is just letting you know, here I am, Farid Ahmed, these are my documents, and I'm ready to look at the packages now. Okay? If you look at the Nusuk, I don't want to offend anybody, but Nusuk process is nothing but Amazon.com. It is nothing but similar to Amazon.com that most of us are used to. It is, you create your account there. You put your credit card information there. You get yourself ready, all set to go. Okay? That's all this is basically. So the next step, once you do the registration, the Nusuk team is going to review your information. They are going to verify that your passport is valid, that your passport is... It's okay? No? Better? Okay. So, my voice is also loud. So, they are going to do the verification to make sure your passport is valid, your picture is correct, your information is correct. If it's all correct, they are going to say it's valid and you move forward. If not, they are going to give you a failure message asking you correct this, correct the following information, etc. Okay? So then you go back and correct it, and we'll go over that also, inshallah ta'ala. Once your registration is complete, towards the end of December, Nusuk is going to release, which is Ministry of Hajj behind them. Nusuk is nothing but a website from the Ministry of Hajj. Nusuk is not a different company, okay? Nusuk is just a website, a platform provided by Ministry of Hajj. Now, another thing, Nusuk is different. This Nusuk, Hajj Nusuk we are referring to, is different from the Nusuk that you have on your phones. When you go to Umrah, etc., people have a Nusuk app. This is different. This is a Nusuk website. Please bear that in mind, and I'll go over this again in the middle, inshallah. So, then they are going to release the packages for review. It allows you to look at the packages and update put the funds into the e-wallet. I'll briefly describe what e-wallet is. E-wallet is nothing but your purse. It's your purse in Nusuk, okay, where you're going to collect the funds to pay for the packages. It's just a wallet. That's all it is. In the wallet, you can put the money through you can put the cash money, which is through the bank. You can put the money in your wallet through the credit card. So these are the two things that you can put. It's just a purse. That's all it is. Don't get too caught up in it. And we will deal with the e-wallet much more in detail in our later webinars. Okay. So inshallah ta'ala, that's what we are going to do. Today we are not going to get too much into detail. So once you have all these things, towards the end of January, we are expecting for them to start the package purchase. So let me just move forward. Yeah, see that? So the registration is open right now. As we speak, the registration is open. Sometime towards the middle of November, they are going to start the verification process. They are going to start the verification process in the next 2 weeks or so. After that, towards the end of December, we are expecting for them to release the packages for review. That will allow you to look at the different packages. And in our webinars, we are going to get into this very much detail later, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? We are going to talk about how to look at the package, what are the different things, etc., etc. We go through the whole guidance program. When I'm trying to tell you, I'm telling you, we are going to stand by you the whole period of time. This is nothing to do with you coming with us or not. We are doing this fi sabilillah. It's a purely fi sabilillah. We do this for all the hujjaj that are going for Hajj. And then come in January, towards the end of January, inshallah ta'ala, the purchase will start. Okay? The purchase is based on first come. Whoever has the funds in the e-wallet, whoever has the registration completed, the funds are in the e-wallet, you have already picked the packages. When they start the purchase, whoever clicks the button first. Again, this is nothing but different than what Amazon is. In Amazon, you create an account, you put your credit card information, a vendor will come and put their products in. When they put the products in, they are going to say, I have 50 of this available. Whoever, the first 50 that go and get that product, they get the product. Okay? So what ministry does is they assign in certain quota for each country of visas. For each country, there is a number of visas that they allot, Hajj visas. For United States, it's somewhere between 4 to 6,000. Okay, 3,500 to 6,000. It kind of varies. What they do is they generally start with about 3,500. Sometimes they later on come and add something. They don't officially release the figures, but this is what our experience has been. Okay, so it's a first come. The first 3,500 people that go out and get a package, they get the package. It's as simple as that, okay? So this is the reason why we are starting up this registration process this far ahead, because we want you to register, get it completed, and be ready for end of December when the packages are opened up for review. Because unless your registration is complete, you will not be allowed to look at the packages. Okay, so this is why this is early November. We actually started this in mid-October. Towards the end of October, we already started this one. We are speeding up. We are going into different massages, doing the webinars continuously because we want people to register now. Because if you don't register now, then by the time you get that verification, re-verification, etc., we don't want people to be late. As simple as that, okay? So our goal is to encourage everybody to have a successful registration by first week of December, if not middle of December, no later than that. That's our goal, inshallah ta'ala, okay? So January, February, end of January, we expect the package purchases to be opened up, okay, inshallah ta'ala. So the first come, first serve basis, basically. So, so you get the package, inshallah ta'ala, and then you will get your Hajj visa and flight tickets March, April through the Nusuk. One thing I want to point out, everything you do is through Nusuk. You don't give me any money. You don't come to me for Hajj visa. You don't come to me for flight ticket. Of course, we are going to guide you through the process, but you don't need to come to anybody. Everything is done through the online process. Everything is made available there. And we will tell you when to look for, where to look for, etc. That is part of the guidance. But everything comes through the Nusuk platform. And towards the middle of May, inshallah ta'ala, you'll be ready for Hajj, inshallah. That's our hope, inshallah ta'ala. We are hoping everybody gets a chance. Before I move forward, I want each one of you, in your heart, you don't have to say it loudly, start saying labbaik. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk. Keep saying this one. Even if you don't have plans for this year, keep saying it because you never know when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might just accept you for Hajj. You don't go for Hajj. Please understand this. I want to make it very clear. Hafiz Fayaz, when he went 23, I don't think he had guaranteed that he was going to go. None of you are guaranteed. It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that makes the decision. And your job, my job, is to say, Allah, I want to go. I want to go. I can go back and tell you my experiences way from before. I didn't know I was going for Hajj. Somehow the money came, everything came through. It's only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's simply from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I can list out experiences of my Hujjaj who did not think. Last year I had a Haji who had a colon cancer. He had some financial challenges. He was well-to-do, but he ran into some financial challenges through the court system. But still, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it happen and he was able to perform the Hajj. This is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keep the desire burning in your heart. That says, I want to do the Hajj, basically, inshallah. So this is the part of the process. So what we would like to do today is, I don't want to get into this e-wallet, packages, etc. today. The reason is because the goal is what? Registration. If you don't get your registration in, e-wallet, package selection is not useful. I will discuss that a little bit and give you to get an idea, but the focus is registration, inshallah, okay? So for registration, there are three main aspects, okay? There are three main aspects. One is the documents. Preparing the documents, having the documents ready. That's the first step. The second thing is the creating the account. Just creating an account. And the third thing is, of course, the registration process. And the fourth one, which is the final step, which is the verification. So let's look at the documents. Everybody needs to have their passport and a photocopy. Okay? Now, passport is very, very important to understand. It needs to have all these four corners visible, clearly visible. My recommendation is do not try to take a copy from your phone, because chances are high that it will become crooked. You may not get the whole thing. It will get rejected. Spend $1 or two going to the FedEx, UPS, public library, wherever, and scan the passport. Get the passport scanned. When you scan the passport, make sure it has all these four corners covered. Everything that you see there should be legible. Please take a close look at it. It has to have all that information. Because I have some people that take a copy, that scan it, and the bottom numbers are missing or it is cut off on the side. You will not be able to scan this in. It will get rejected. Make sure this is there. It has to be 800 by 400 pixels. It has to be under 1 megabyte. I'll talk about how to do that one. It has to be valid 6 months from the date of the travel, which means the date of the travel is, we are expecting it to be sometime in the middle of May. It needs to be good at least until middle of October into November. So check your passport. If your passport is expiring anytime before November, please send it out for renewal. Please don't take chances submitting a passport which is going to expire before October. Most probably they'll end up rejecting your registration. You don't want to go through this cycle. So make sure it is valid at least until November 26th. Your personal picture needs to follow this guideline. It needs to have a white color background. Your face has to be in the middle. This is basically nothing but a passport picture, by the way. Okay? It needs to be follow that guideline. It needs to be 200 by 200 pixels, and I'll explain about the pixels in just a minute. And the photo should follow that guideline. Okay? Question has come up, can the picture be 1 year old? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay? 1 year, it doesn't matter, but if it is 4 or 5 years old, it's significantly different from your passport, they might have an issue with it. Okay? But other than that, I don't see a concern with it. Now, it needs to be in the PNG or JPG format. That's the only format that they accept. If the third type of document is only required if your residency and citizenship does not matter. Since we are in the United States, if your citizenship is another country, then you need to submit this third document. Okay? But if your citizenship is American, you will not even be required to submit this one. Yes?
So let's say you take a photo of your passport and submitted it through that, and that's actually scanned. And you get the message back saying your application has been received successfully. I mean,
Wait. Application has been received successfully. Submitted successfully does not mean it has been approved.
So you could still be...
I'll go through that. Just give me a couple minutes. Let me complete this process, then I'll open up for questions. Okay? Just because it will complete the whole this one. Okay? So, if your citizenship is different than the United States, because we are here, okay, then you need to submit this third type of document, which is your green card, driving license, which are the two preferred ones that we recommend. Although they will accept the visa document, the lease, bank record, etc., I would not recommend that one. I recommend that either your green card or your driving license. Okay? Now, if you are here on H1 and you don't have a driving license, for example, then your H1 document or work visa very clearly listing your name and the address. Okay? So, otherwise, our recommendation is green card, driving license. Failing that, it has to be something, a document that clearly lists your name and address. Name and address, same thing as what you're going to submit, inshallah. Okay? So this is the third type of document, and it is still 800 by 400. I'll discuss that in a little bit, inshallah. Okay? So the pixels, the way you need to make sure that it follows that format and the length, etc. Most of the computers, Windows computers, has a program called Paint. If you're using a Mac, there's a program called Paintbrush. You can bring up one of those programs and bring up the document that you're trying to adjust. See that icon there in the Paint? That is for resizing. You go there, you select the pixels, and you correct the pixels to 800 by 400 or 200 by 200 in case of a picture, and then you save it, okay? And while doing that, you can continue seeing what the pixel sizes and the file sizes. File size has to be under 1 megabyte, and the pixels are 800, 400 or 200 by 200 for the passport picture, okay? So this is one simple way of doing it. These are all available on our website, okay? There are documents we have released, there are videos we have released. I will just in a few minutes give you the link where our documents are. There's a video we have released about this registration process. You can review that one, inshallah, okay? So once you're done, okay, any questions on documents I can answer. Did you have a question on documents? No, you had a question on process. Hold it for a minute. Just hold it for 1 minute. Any question on documents? Okay, we good? Okay. Now, registration process. Now you have your documents ready. Now you're ready to start your registration process on the Nusuk. The site that you're going to go to is https://hajj.nusuk.sa. Just like any other link anybody sends you, never click on a link. Read that link, type it in. The reason is there are lots of scammers that are releasing, especially during Hajj time, they do this, okay? They will release a link that will say HAJJ, but the A will be that funny A character with the 2 dots on the top, okay? Or the yes will have 2 funny characters on the dot, and it will take it to their scamming site. You want to avoid it. Just look at this one, type it in. Okay, so it will take you to the website that will say start registration. You click on that, you get into the registration. When you register, it's going to ask you, select the country of residence. Country of residence, not nationality here. They are not asking for citizenship. They are asking which country do you reside in. Which, for you all, you're going to say America, United States. Okay, so you need to select the United States. Then it will ask you for an email. Make sure you provide an email that you have immediate access to. Okay? The reason is, once you create just the account, it will send you an OTP for a verification to that email address. If you cannot put that OTP, you lose it, basically. Okay? Make sure it's an email address that you have full access to. So you put that one, you select the I hereby consent, all those boxes that are there, select it, and you say create an account. Then you're going to get the OTP, you enter the OTP. After you enter the OTP, you'll come to this create password. You enter the password and you confirm it just like any other websites you do this, nothing's fancy, okay? And then you create an account, and you'll get a message that says account successfully created. This means you have only created an account. You have not even done the registration. This is just a mark with your email address has been created. An account with your email address has been created. So once you do this, the next step it will take you is to document upload. It will come with this one, the one on the top there that you see, attached passport picture. You're going to upload the information here using the document that we just prepared earlier. Okay? You upload the documents. If your document is clear, following the format, it will scan it, and you can move on to the next document. Okay? So once you do this, if your citizenship and residence is different, it will automatically ask you submit the third document. Okay? Otherwise, it will take you to the summary screen. In the summary screen, the registration will only accept the data as is on your passport. The passport data and the registration data has to match. You cannot say, well, my actual name is Abdul Rahman Abdullah Muhammad, but the passport they forgot to put Abdullah. Let me add Abdullah. No, you cannot do that. If Abdullah is not on your passport, you cannot add it here. You all understand this part. This is very important part. People go and mess up the registration most often. Oh, my middle initial is M there. The passport does not have M. They forgot. Let me add it there. Please don't do that. The data in the registration has to match what's on your passport. Very simple, okay? So you kind of review and make sure. What we have found is this year so far, when they do the scanning, they are missing the second part of the first name in your passport. For some reason, the scan is failing that one, okay? That one, you can press the edit button and go and add it in the first name. Just exactly character by character as it is on the passport. Very important. Same thing with date of birth. You cannot say my actual date of birth is different, my passport has a incorrect one. It doesn't matter, incorrect or this thing. Whatever is on the passport goes there. Okay? So once you do this, then the summary screen, if you scroll down, you will come to this one. You will see your passport documents has been uploaded, and then it will come up with a screen. There are 4 boxes. You click on that, and then you say next. It will take you to the next screen. Now, if you have more members that you want to add in your account, you can have up to 8 people in your account. But all these 8 people will be going with the same package. All those 8 people will be paid through the single wallet. That's the condition, okay? All those 8 people, X number of people, the additional people that you add to your account, they all have to go with the same package. You cannot say 4 of them will go with this package, 4 will go with this package. You cannot do that. Same flight, same hotel, same everything for all the people in the package, okay? And they all will be paid through the same wallet, same purse. Remember, the purse can have multiple credit cards. You can put the money there. It's basically wherever I take the money and put it there, it doesn't matter, okay? So you would press that one, add a family member, provide a unique email address and phone number for each member. It has to be unique, accessible. Because what the Nusuk does is, immediately it'll send a verification email to that email address to make sure that is a valid email. When that person confirms that, yes, I want to be a member of this account, then you will be allowed to enter their documents, etc. Okay? All right? We good so far? Okay. So once you do all this, one other point. Let me just go back here. Okay. In case, if your validation fails, verification fails, if the Nusuk comes back to you saying that, oops, nope, you didn't enter something correctly, or rescan your document and resubmit, you're going to come back right to this screen, okay? And you're going to click, see those attached document? You're going to click on delete, which is at the end. You delete this document that you uploaded, and you re-upload a corrected image of the document, okay? So again, we'll go all this in much more detail in our later webinars. I'm just giving you a brief overview right now. So then there are all these other screens which are pretty standard. There is nothing fancy to it. It's just questions that you have to answer. There are about 3 screens you have to go through. There is a question about chronic medical form here. Medical form is asking for chronic diseases. Chronic diseases as defined if you do an online search on it, are diseases that requires medical attention daily. Medical attention as in a doctor's attention daily. This does not qualify for you have to take medication every day. Okay, as long as you can take medication, that's not considered chronic. Chronic is, for example, you need dialysis 3 times a week. That requires medical attention. Okay, so as of last year, this did not impact the approval process, but I don't know if this year it will affect or not. So be careful when you answer this question. One of the screen has these 2 fields, these 2 pages. And these 2 pages stamp the people. So that's why I want to explain this one. It has a street address, home address, and post office box. Street address is nothing but the numerical part of your address. 655 Harbins Road. 655 goes in where it says street address. Harbin's Road goes into where it says home address. Okay? Post office box, if you don't have it, you just say not applicable. Okay? I wish they would clarify this a little bit more, if they would say the home number or something to that effect, but this is the way it is, just follow this one, please. Okay? The other screen, it asks you for arrival details. You're going to say, I don't know anything about the package while I'm doing the registration. Why are you asking me arrival details? Just fill the information, and these are required fields. You can put 14 days, 20 days, 21 days, number of days that you're planning on staying there, and expected travel, of course, it's going to be by air. The flight number, which is a required field, I have no idea why they're asking it, but they're asking it. Just put some number. Okay, it really doesn't matter. It has no impact on your registration process, but they are required fields. So once you complete all of this, you're going to come to the final screen for a review. Here, double check everything, make sure all the information matches the passport. I want to keep repeating, it needs to match the passport, not what you believe is the correct one. Okay? So once you do all this, then you're going to do a submit. You're going to get back a screen that says application submitted successfully. So this is where I was talking to you about. All this means is you've submitted the registration application. That's all. This in no way means you have been approved, the Nusuk has reviewed it, nothing, it doesn't mean anything. All it says is, yep, we received your application. Now we are going to review it and come back to you. That's all it means. Okay? So all this process that we are discussing is actually, there is a video we have released. You can look at the QR code. You can go to that QR code. That link is there. You can get that link. You can review this video. There is a document that you can do. And if you scan this QR code and register into this one, our webinars that we release has this information regularly every week, inshallah. Okay? So this is the registration process. This completes the registration process. Okay? Now, before I move forward, questions on registration. Open up. Yes, brother.
So if you have a group and it's on the primary person, they go through the, say, group of 4, they get the ATP, each one of the different 3 in that group. A link is sent for them to create an account. If one of those people having difficulty creating the account, does that affect the potential verification of the group?
Yes, yes. Everybody in the account has to be verified before you can move forward into the package review. Okay? It is not that person entering the information, by the way. You as the main account holder, you are the one uploading the documents.
Yes, so the main account holder has entered all the documents
Right.
For the party, and they're all pending review.
Right. Everybody in the account has to be reviewed before you can move forward.
Yeah, not the review part.
Uh-huh.
Do the other parties under that group have to create an account? So
No. Because they are all under your account. Okay? They are all under your account. They are all in your account, but you have to submit their documents.
The reason I ask is because, I'll give you an example. So it's 4 of us. Primary main account holder is him.
You.
Okay. Spouses. Went through all the document uploading. It's under review. We can see that. And the other 3 people under the group received an email from Nusuk and say you can create an account here. I guess it's only to be able to review it. And I could not, for any reason, create an account. It keeps getting an error.
Because you don't create an account because you have already told that they are going to be in my account. So what you need to do, the main account holder, they need to log into their account. They need to go back and look at that family member that they added and upload the document because they cannot create an additional account.
So you're saying that when you got an OTP for verification, where it lands back into your account? Or
He lands back into the main account.
main account? Okay.
You land back into the main account.
The other people in the group were actually able to create an account.
No.
If you have told that those people are going to be in your account, then they cannot create an account.
The same account when the OTP.
They will not allow it. I'll explain what happens. I create an account under Farid Ahmed. Then I go and say, I'm going to add Ismail Ahmed, and I provide that email address. That email address now gets tied to me. If that email address tries to go create another account, Nusuk is going to throw it out. Okay? Nusuk is going to say, no, you're already tied. Your email address is already attached to some other account. It will not allow you to do it. Until I go and delink, there's an option to delink it. I have to go and say, delink this person because that person wants to go on their own. No, did I?
It's not really because it's Nusuk that actually sent an email
Correct.
to the other parties.
Correct.
To say, you are under another party, but you can create an account here.
Correct.
Some of those people were able to create, and one could not. So that's the part.
There must be a problem with what happened at the time. Maybe that was not same email address was not entered. I don't know. We can look at that one. We can look at your situation. You can contact Hafiz Fayaz. Okay, he can look into it, but it will not allow you to create other accounts because it's already tied there. Okay, but if it does get allowed, then you cannot enter the documents here. Basically, what will happen is if you go and submit the document, it's going to say some other account already has this one.
That's what those other people are saying.
Correct. Okay, you had a question, brother.
I was going to ask, what is the reason for the other parties in the group to receive a link to this?
Good question. The link, what they are saying is, this person has asked you to be added to his account. Do you want to be? Okay? The option that they give here is, you can either go with him or you can go create your own account. That's what's happening here. Okay? So he can go put the email addresses of all some other 5 people there. But those 5 people don't want to be in his account. I'm just saying, you understand what I'm saying? Okay? So what Nusuk is saying is, you can either go in his account or you can create your own account, basically. Okay? But that will require for him to delink first. Otherwise, it causes the problem. There are links there that you can click on the link. They give you the option to either create an account or go into the other account. Okay? Somebody, who said question? Yes, brother.
Yeah, so I have a couple of questions. So when you put the date like that, 14 days or 21 days,
Yes.
they're not holding it.
Nothing. It is irrelevant data, brother. I don't know why they are asking that even.
Going back to the account, when you add somebody, okay, they get that OTP and everything. Later down the road, when it's time to go and pay for the package, they won't be getting an OTP that they need to.
They will not get an
The
OTP.
only one that we get.
The main account is the person that does the processing. Okay? Once you have completed adding them into your account, you own all of them. Okay? At that point, they cannot go create an account because their passport is already scanned in the system. Okay?
Well, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Suppose you have multiple people in your account, and then you want to have
1 minute. Fayaz, can I get some water, please? Yeah.
So you want to have each person be paid with a different credit card. Can you link each person?
I'm sorry, repeat your question.
You want to have it's like 4 people.
In your account.
Yeah, 4 have 4 different credit cards. So you can link, okay, person A, go to credit card 1. Is that what
No, it doesn't work this way. All of them are paid from the same purse. Same purse. You can put 4 credit cards into that purse. The amount from the 4 credit cards can go into that purse. As I said, it's a purse. Where the amount comes from doesn't matter.
How are they going to see like suppose you're going to pay $100,000?
Okay?
You have 4 cards, so you got to evenly distribute.
No. I don't care how the money came. You understand what I'm saying? All I want to make sure is, does the purse have the required money or not? You see what I'm saying? All I care is, when I look at that wallet, does the wallet have enough money for the 4 people? Where you brought the money in from, it doesn't matter to me. Okay? You get my point, okay? So it doesn't matter to me where the money came from, because all of you are from on this one, you all will have to get the same package. So it has to be, if you decide on getting a package which is $15,000, for example, you need to make sure there is 60,000. We recommend an additional buffer area, right? You need to have at least $60,000 in your account. How you get it, we will talk about it when we get into the e-wallet discussion. Yes, brother. Yes, brother. Yes.
Somebody went to Hajj last year.
Mm-hmm.
They still have money in their wallet. They transfer it to me for example.
No, not to you, but he can use it.
Yeah, no, but I get that. He already went.
Right.
They still have some left over.
Right.
They cannot.
He cannot transfer to another account. He can get the refund and then give it to you. That's different. But he cannot transfer from between accounts. He can withdraw it. There are some penalties. We'll discuss when we get to e-wallet. Yes, yeah, I think you're. Go ahead, brother.
Does the number of family members that you add impact your chances on getting first come, first served?
Good question. There are two ways of looking at that one, okay? In one way, yes, it does impact because if the visas are exhausting, if there are like, let's say 2-3 visas left and you have 8 people, yes, it will impact, okay? But the flip side of that is, sometimes it's very difficult to get into the account to go for it, okay? So if I'm in there, if the visas are available, it's much quicker, easier for me to get 8 visas at the same time. You see what I'm saying? There are two sides of it. One side, yes, if you're at the end of the visas, you have 8 people, of course it's going to get rejected because I don't have 8 visas left, okay? Or 8 packages left, for example, okay? But in some extent, we recommend people if they can group together and do the account together, just so that, see, what happens is when you get down to the purchasing time, the whole world is working on Nusuk, right? So there's a lot of bandwidth issues. There's a lot of traffic going to Nusuk, okay? So it's sometimes difficult to get inside. They should improve it, but it's difficult to get in, right? You got in, instead of this person, that person getting it, if all of them are in your account, you got in already. Click, get the package. You see the benefits, and both the cases are there.
And when you pay for the package, you pay for all of them.
You pay for all of them. You pay for all of them from your purse. How the money came into purse is secondary.
It's not like you go buy one.
No, it's one.
How much of the minimum amount on the wallet?
50,000.
When we get to the review part, the review, package review, you will know how much to get in there. Generally, I'll get into the package ranges. Just give me 1 minute. Next step is that, inshallah, okay? You will see it. What our recommendation is, if you look at a package, for example, let's say I'm going to show you a range. Let's say your range is 12,000, right? Our recommendation is add an additional $1,000 on top. Why? Because when the time comes to buy the package, that 12,000 package is not available, but 13,000 package is available. But you don't have money in your wallet. You lost it because you cannot do this in the last minute. It's not going to work, okay? So our recommendation has always been put a little bit extra in your bucket, okay? So that, when the time for the package purchase comes, it is very, very fast. How much time do I have? Oh my God. Let me move forward, okay, please. I'm here after Maghrib, I can answer questions, okay? But let me complete the presentation. Okay, for the approximate price for the ranges, we can only give you price range and estimate. We cannot give you the package prices because package prices are only available when Nusuk publishes the packages on the Nusuk. It is illegal for me to give you prices because I don't know the prices. Nobody knows the prices. I just want you to know. If some company, some person comes and says, yep, this is the price, they're wrong. It is not correct, okay? If it is going through Nusuk. If it's from Pakistan, India and all that, that's different, okay? If it is coming through Nusuk, nobody knows the cost of the prices today. So there are 3 major things that affect the cost of a price. One is the location of the hotel in Makkah, not Medina, Makkah. The second part is the rating of the hotel, 2 to 3, 4, 5 star, right? The third thing is the camp type. Al-Masim, Al-Kabsh, or the new one that was introduced last year, which is the Kidana, okay? So let's get into it. So hotels. These are like how the hotels are laid out in Makkah, The hotels that are right close to Makkah, across from Makkah, which is zone A or B, like Swistal, Clock Tower, Makkah Hotel, Dar Tawheed, Anjum, they are kind of considered zone A. The ones right behind them, which is the Conrad, etc., they are considered zone B. And then about hotels which are located like about half a mile to 1 mile away, like Shohda, and the other hotels there, the Voco, etc., they are considered zone C. Zone M or zone D is the one in Azizia, which is about 3 to 5 miles, okay, 5 to 7 kilometers approximately, okay. So there are shuttles from Azizia and from zone C up to the 5th of Dhul Hijjah, but they are also not frequent. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there, but after 5th, it's almost not possible, okay. So there are some advantages of being in Azizia because it's also closer to the Jamarat, but just need to know these are the factors. I'll show you how they affect, inshallah. So this is just a pictorial picture of how the hotels are laid out. The zone A is right across, zone B is right behind there, zone C is back there, and zone D or M is about 5 to 7 kilometers further away. Okay? You done? Okay. So camp. The main factor that affects the second main factor is the camp. Okay? The most common camp that most of the people go to is the Al-Muassam, which is also referred as American European camp. Okay, that's about 3 miles walk to the Jamarat. From Al-Muassam camp, I want to repeat this 3-4 times. From the Al-Muassam camp to the Jamarat, it's only walking. There are no buses, there is no transportation. I'll repeat this again because this becomes a confusing factor. From the Al-Muassam camp to the Jamarat, it's only walking. What does that mean? If Al-Muassam camp is what you're going to, start watching your diet and start walking today. It's a 3 miles walk each way, by the way, okay? It's a 3 miles walk each way, so it's 6 miles. It is not that difficult, guys. Let me be very clear, okay? It is not that difficult. It is possible. It's a paved road, and there are about 7 or 8 tunnels with fans and all that. It is possible, but yes, you have to prepare for it, okay? Before I move forward, if any sister has a question, Samina, can you message it to Ismail? Okay, I'll answer the question. If any sister has a question, please message it to Ismail, so I'll answer the question. Okay, so that is your Al-Muassam camp. Again, I want to repeat, it's only walking to the Jamarat. Okay, then the second camp is the VIP or the Al-Kabsh camp. It's about half a mile walk to the Jamarat. It's very close. And then the other factor about the Al-Kabsh camp is the transportation between the Mina camp, Arafat, and Muzdalifah is by train. Whereas for the Al-Muassam camp, it's by bus. There are some benefits with having the train, and then there are some benefits of having the bus, because from the bus comes to in front of the camp, whereas for the train, you have to walk about half a mile or so. Okay? There are benefits, there are this thing. Of course, having the train is better, but when you go to the train station, most of the time, because of the number of volume of people, you have to wait for half an hour to 45 minutes. These are the realities, but this is what it is, okay? Then there is another new camp that they added, Kidana, which is a luxury building in Mina. It's almost like a hotel building, but the cost is significantly different. You will see the cost, okay? So this is Medina. Medina really doesn't matter. It does not impact the cost, but I just want to show, but I want to move forward because of this thing. So those are the 3 factors. I just want to quickly go. These are the 5 ranges I'm trying to show, okay? These are just an estimate based on past experience. This is not an absolute cost. Please bear this in mind. Whoever is taking picture, please bear this in mind. These are not actual prices. This is just ranges. I don't want any misunderstanding of this one, okay? These are pure ranges that I'm showing. So the first one, if you're going to the Al-Muassam camp and Azizia Hotel, 3 to 4 star hotel, 3 to 4 star hotel, your price can be approximately 8 to 10,000. All these prices include the airfare from a gateway to Jeddah. It includes the transportation from Jeddah or Medina to your hotel. It includes the transportation between Medina and Makkah. It includes the transportation to the Mashayar camps, which is the Mina, etc. It includes all the expenses. Once you land in Jeddah or Medina, all expenses excepting Qurbani. Qurbani is generally not included. Pardon? The slaughtering. Okay, slaughtering. Okay. Udhiya. It's actually called, the correct term is the Udhiya for this. Okay. Sorry, it's not even Qurbani, it is Udhiya. Qurbani is outside here. Okay. Most of the packages include 2 meals, breakfast and dinner. Some packages include lunch, but most of them include breakfast and dinner. Okay, so that's your Makkah Azizia hotel. If you go to the next Azizia 4 to 5 star, it can go up by another $2,000 in a range approximately. If you go close to Haram with the Al Mawsam camp, the price range is about $9,000 to $13,000, somewhere in that range, up to $13,000. If you go to the hotel in Makkah, but Al Kabsh camp, the price can go up to $16,000 to $17,000. Okay? Kidana camp, which is the luxury building I said earlier, is about starts at $21,000 to $22,000, and it can go up to $40,000 to $45,000. Okay, and in many, the first range this year for the Kidana camp did not even have a hotel in Makkah. It was just in Kidana. They brought you to Kidana, perform Hajj, you performed the Umrah, and you stayed in Kidana in Mina itself. This is what it is. We don't deal with Kidana camp. I mean, if somebody really is interested in it, we can tell you who to contact, but we don't deal with it, okay? Because other than 1 or 2 people here, I don't think most of them can afford this $40,000 per person. These are all per person cost, okay? No, I was not referring to Hafiz Fayaz. Okay, so this is the prices. I do want to move a little bit quicker. This is our schedule. We will support you throughout the entire period until you're ready to go for Hajj. Once the Hajj starts, we only can concentrate on the group that goes with us. But until then, we have active guidance and support going on. We will release sometime in December the list of packages that we will support. It is only for information, but we will not stop supporting, but it's just saying that these are the packages we support. If you're interested in going with us, go pick these packages. By the way, just to let you know, I'm not trying to boast or anything. Alhamdulillah, we have a very high reputation with the people that have gone, as well as with service provider. We end up getting a preferential treatment there most of the time with our service.
You said everything done through Nusuk.
Yes.
And you say you have a
No, through the Nusuk, which are the packages that we will support? Through Nusuk, the packages that are...
package to Nusuk.
Yes.
Where you come in?
If you pick the package from the list that we gave you, then I'll be your guide. My team will be your guide.
So there's going to be a group over here
Correct.
in US.
Correct. I mean, my group is from Europe, UK, America, Canada, all over the place. We are international, basically. Okay. So all we are guide. Everything is done by the service provider, by the way. I just want to be very clear. Yes. For every 44 people, there is a guide that we assign.
So if you have a couple who may not be up to 44, they may not have a guide assigned to them.
Everybody has a guide. Somehow or the other, we'll have a guide for every person. Okay, let's get into my packages later because I don't want to get into it simply because I don't want people to say, oh, Brother Farid's packages. Don't worry about Brother Farid's packages. Right now, get your registration, get your package, get your understanding of how to plan, etc. That is our goal. Our goal is not to make you come with us. That is not our goal. Okay? Because we end up with so many people, sometimes it's too much, right? Alhamdulillah. Okay? So we want, but the point I'm trying to show here is that we are going to be there the entire step until the start of the Hajj to guide you through. Our logistics sessions are one of the most popular sessions because we walk people through every step once you land in Jeddah. Not just how to do tawaf and sa'i. That is the fiqh part, right? Mufti Muhammad does it for us. Mufti Ahmed, they do it. Our focus is how do you go to Jamrat without hurting yourself? How do you safely do everything? Those we walk you step by step and tell you where are the pitfalls, where are the challenges, etc. So our logistics sessions will come up later, inshallah. Okay. I don't believe we have too much time for Q&A. 10 minutes? Okay. All right. Before I go, Ismail, any questions from the sister side? Okay. Any question from sister side, please, Samina, message it to Ismail. Yes, brother. Somebody.
I was just have one question. You skipped the Medina part. Does the package include a trip to Medina or?
Yes, it does. Every package includes Medina. That's a requirement of Ministry of Hajj. The reason I skipped over that is it does not impact the price significantly. Okay?
So the package only include your time in Mecca. But when you go to Medina, you have
My time?
the package.
No. Package includes everything. As I told you, package includes from the point I'm trying to make is it does not have a significant impact in the price of the packages. Significant impact, I'm saying. Like the main things that impact your prices are the hotel in Makkah, the camp, and the rating of the hotel in Makkah. Okay? The Medina hotels will add like maybe $500 back and forth. Okay? But the camps will add few $1,000 differences. Okay? That's what I was pointing out.
Generally, question because I'm
No problem. No problem.
how much does it normally would you recommend to have like in your e-wallet or how much would you spend in general?
I mean, see, it depends on what you can afford, right? But my recommendation is plan $10,000 to $12,000 per person. My suggestion, okay? But you could go for Hajj based on last year's experience with less than 10,000 also. Okay? You could, okay? But my recommendation is plan for $10,000 to $12,000 unless you are going to say, I have to stay in Al-Kab, I cannot stay in Al-Mawsam, then you have to plan for $15,000 to $16,000. Yes, brother.
What are these three different kinds?
Oh, I thought I just explained that. Okay.
I mean, you stay there, you're going to stay in the hotel, right? What's the camp?
Okay. The way it works is the Hajj has a part that is in the Haram that you do Umrah. But the main part of the Hajj, it's called the Mashair days. Okay? Those Mashair, it's a 5-day period, right? That 5-day period, you're going to stay in the camps. Mina, you stay 4 nights in Mina, 3 to 4 nights in Mina, 1 night you stay in Muzdalifah. Okay? So, but you spend about 5 nights in this space. Okay? All right?
Does almost
No, here.
under registration, if you don't put the vaccination, does that impact the
No, it does not, but I believe it's a required field. You can just put something for now. Otherwise, you can say NA for right now. But the required vaccination is meningitis. We'll discuss that later. Yes, brother. I'm sorry, I'm skipping over things because these things we are going to go in a lot more detail. But just do register with us because otherwise you're not going to get the link to the webinar. That's the point.
So does Al-Muslim has AC in there and stuff?
Oh, all the camps that we are discussing here, Al-Masim and Al-Kabsh, they all have AC in their camps. These are comfortable camps, guys. I mean, I just want you to know that. They are a lot more comfortable. They were like 15 years back. Yes,
How
sir.
many days are you expected to be out there between Mecca and Medina? Like the whole trip will be around
Oh,
10 days?
okay. Good question. Medina is generally 2 to 3 days. Okay. Makkah is generally about 10 to 12 days. And there is a reason for it because the first step in the Hajj process is the Umrah that you have to perform before the Mashayar days. Okay. So generally, most of the service providers will bring you into Makkah before the rush starts. The rush starts from the 5th or 6th of Dhul Hijjah. Generally, they'll bring you into Makkah around the 3rd or 4th so that you can peacefully go perform your Umrah and come back. Okay? And wait for the 7th of Dhul Hijjah to go to Mashayar.
So total, what,
About 15 days is at least you should plan. Less than 15 days is generally difficult, but there are packages that are less than 15 days. Yes, brother? Yes.
I have a question. So since you mentioned the package in Umrah, in
You don't book the hotel, you book the package. Remember that. Yeah.
Do you share somebody with you in the
Yes. Good question. Good question. When you book the package will give you the. Tell me when to stop Hafiz Fayaz, please. Okay. So I'll just answer this question and I'll stop. After the prayer, if you want to talk to me, if Fayaz allows me, I'll speak here or I'll be on the side. Okay. What was your question? When you pick the package, there are options to pick the occupancy level. Okay. So but occupancy is either quad, which is 4, or 3 or 2, no less than that. Okay. All right. Okay. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.